Hello everyone, this is my first time teaching virtually in a very long time, but this class is coming to you by popular demand. I've had a few people reach out and ask for at-home sequences while we're in this lockdown together, so I thought we'll start with a very short 20-minute course series, and I'm going to keep the props minimal. So for today's sequence, you're just going to need your Pilates ball, your squish ball. If you do not have a squish ball at home, that is okay. You can take a pillow if you'd like for some of the exercises and substitute with a pillow or a couch cushion. And it can also be done with no props at all. So all you need today is the squish ball. If you're doing this at home and you do have ankle weights or hand weights and you want to add on a little bit of intensity, feel free to slap on your ankle weights or wrist weights. I am not doing that today because I'm doing this for the first time in a while, so I'm not quite ready for those ankle weights. So we are going to start lying on our backs. And so you want to have a mat that's cushy enough so your spine's nice and supported. And we're going to take our squish ball and we're just going to place it between our inner thighs. So from here you want to bend your knees, your feet are flat on the ground, and make sure that your feet are close enough that you can find your heel with your middle finger. From here your hands can just be nice and relaxed by your sides, or you can place them right on your tummy to feel the core engagement. And from here you're just going to squeeze the ball as hard as you can and tuck your tail under slightly, so you should feel those abdominal muscles engaging, and then release. Exhale, squeeze that ball and release. As you're squeezing the ball, you're ever so slightly tucking your tail under, so you're using your low abdominals and pelvic floor and pulling that towards your spine, and then releasing. So it is a little bit of inner thighs, but it's also connecting the lower abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor in here. Let's just do two more like this. Squeeze and release. One more. Squeeze. And instead of releasing this time, we're going to hold this sort of imprinted position. You're going to place your hands by your sides. So push into the floor, and maintaining this imprinted position, you're just going to float your legs up to tabletop. From here, you can take your hands and place them behind your head. So interlace your hands behind your head, cradling your head with your hands so that your head's super relaxed, shoulders wide. You're going to squeeze the ball between the inner thighs, draw your navel in towards your spine, and then release. Squeeze and release. So we're just warming up our abdominals, our pelvic floor here. Good. So you're just going to keep pulsing in and release. If you do not have a squish ball, that is okay. If you're not using a couch cushion, still okay. You're going to still squeeze the inner thighs in, keep the toes and heels together, and then you're squeezing your knees towards each other, and then they're going to go a little wider. So if you don't have a squish ball, that is totally fine. Last one, you're going to hold that squeeze, keep it here, and we're going to add an ab curl in. So your knees are going to stay right above your hips, or maybe a little bit further away if you want an extra challenge. You're going to exhale, curl up around your spine. Inhale, release, back down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, release, back down. As you're curling up, your elbows are going to stay nice and wide. Your head is nice and cradled in your hands, so your neck is not engaging. You should be able to keep a fist distance between your chin and your chest the whole time. As you're pulsing up, you're squeezing that ball and then releasing back down. Exhale, squeeze that ball and back down. Two more. And last one, lift up and hold. So you're still drawing the belly button in towards your spine, smushing that space between your back and the mat. You're going to exhale, extend your legs out slightly, and then pull back in. Now you only want to go as far as you can, maintaining that imprinted position. So if your legs are still bent when you're extending away, that's okay. If you're a little bit more advanced, you can straighten your legs all the way out. I just want to make sure that low back is protected. And out. Two more. Last one. You're gonna pull your knees in, circle your arms around, tap your shins. Then we're gonna extend our arms and legs away from each other, swim the arms around, and then grab onto the shins, lift up a little bit higher. Extend the arms and legs away from each other, swim the arms around, lift up a tiny bit higher. 4 more. And lift. 3. Lift up, push the low spine right into the mat. 2. And last one, swim all the way around, release. We can take that squishy ball out, and we're gonna come all the way up, and you're gonna place that squishy ball between your shoulder blades. So it's gonna go between your shoulder blades towards the lower part. So when you lay it back over the ball, you should be able to extend over it and keep your pelvis on the ground at the same time. If you do not have a squishy ball, you can use a foam roller for this as well. It's a really, really good one for this exercise, or a good substitute for this exercise. You can also use a bolster or a meditation cushion. So your feet are flat on the ground. Your elbows are still nice and wide. You're opening up through the collarbone, opening up through the chest. Feet are relaxed, hip flexors are relaxed. You're gonna exhale, curl up. So you're gonna feel like you're bringing your lowest ribs towards your hip bone. Inhale, release, back down. Exhale, curl up, ribs come towards the pelvis, not pelvis towards the ribs, and then back down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, back down. So as you're curling up, I want you to shorten that space between your ribs and your hip bone, and as you come back over the ball, you're gonna extend, so you're gonna feel that release. Now, in this exercise here, we're trying to keep this super smooth. So the amount of time it takes you to come up, that's the amount of time it takes you to go back down. So you're resisting that movement on the way up, or on the way down, sorry. And then we're gonna just speed this up a little bit. And down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, back down. So you're just trying to find that little bit of fire that's starting to build in your upper abdominals this time. For 4, 3, 2, and last one, I want you to lift up and hold it here. So we're just gonna do little tiny pulses, lifting up a little bit higher. And just check in with yourself that you're still keeping those elbows nice and wide and your neck is nice and relaxed. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift up and hold. You're gonna bring your right leg to tabletop and then tap it down nice and light. Left leg comes to tabletop and tap it down. As you're doing this march here, if you will, you're trying to steady the pelvis so you're not tilting side to side. Nothing else is moving. That movement's just happening right at that true hip joint. We're gonna add the upper body in. So the next time your leg comes to tabletop, you're gonna pulse up, tap the left foot down, release head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, other side. And down. When you get to that end range, just add a little extra pulse in there. Good, we're keeping this still super even and smooth. So the amount of time it takes you to come up, that's the amount of time it's gonna take you to go right back down. So you're resisting using gravity or falling into place or using momentum. We've got control of this motion the whole time. For 2, and last one, hold it here. We're gonna take our arms so we give them a little bit of a break. They're gonna extend past your thighs on the outside. You're gonna slowly float the other leg up to meet. So both your feet are glued together, knees are glued together. You're reaching, 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 imagining someone's holding onto your fingers, just giving you that extra lift. We're gonna straighten our legs for the ceiling and then bend them back to tabletop. Straighten for the ceiling, back to tabletop. If this is too intense, you can have your hands by your sides to help you. You can also do all of this without the squishy ball. I promise you will feel it. 2 more. And Last one, you're gonna bring your legs back to tabletop. We're gonna turn our palms so they face down. You're gonna bring them a little wider than the shoulders. Your arms are going up overhead and then pressing back down. Arms are going up overhead and then pressing back down. As your arms go up overhead, I want you to keep those ribs in. So nothing else is moving. It's going to challenge your stability for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. You're going to take your hands, they're going to come back behind your head. You're going to drop one foot down, the other foot down. Release the head, neck, and shoulders for a second. So this should feel real nice, getting a stretch to the front side of the body. I'm sorry I'm wearing this massive sweater. Actually, I can fix that. So you can't really see what my spine is doing. Okay. We're going to come back to that same position with the squish ball between your shoulder blades. Hands are coming behind your head one more time. We're just going to go right back to that straight ab curl in the middle. I promise we will not be here nearly as long as we were last time, because we're going to build on this into the obliques. Okay, you're going to hold it up this time. So you're going to keep that ab curl. We're going to twist, rotate, open up to the right, back through center, twist, rotate to the left, back through center. So we're just going to twist around that rib cage. Pelvis is staying super still, so you're not tilting with the pelvis, you're twisting right around that rib cage. For 3, 2, and last one. You're going to release all the way down. We're going to add a twist into that mark. So as you bring one leg to tabletop, you're going to twist towards that knee and then back down. Exhale, twist towards the other knee and back down. And you'll notice my knee doesn't come past 90 degrees. So it's my upper body trying to meet my lower body. And you want to keep your feet hip distance apart so your legs are staying in their parallel train tracks. They're not crossing your midline. And you're twisting right around that lower rib cage. Elbows are staying nice and wide. Next time you're on your right leg, you're going to lift up, hold that twist. We're going to flex our foot and press away like you're pushing the wall away from you. Point your foot, draw it back in. Exhale, flex your foot, push away. Point the foot, draw it back in. 2 more, flex the foot away. Point the foot, draw it in. 1 more, flex the foot, press away, point the foot to draw it in. We're going to straighten our leg for the ceiling. Flex the foot down to hover, point it straight up. Flex the foot down to hover, and then straight up. So you're trying to find that length through the back of the leg, and you're keeping this lift and twist. 2 more. And last one. You're going to point your foot, pull your leg back into tabletop. We're going to take the left arm, so the opposite arm is going to come across your body, and you're going to press the back of your hand into the outside of your shin, and your palm is facing out, and your shin is pressing into your hand, and your hand into your shin, and you're going to pulse up towards your ankle. And you should feel this oh so much in that left side. If you do not, really, really push the back of the hand into the foot. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Hand comes back behind the head. Release all the way down. You're going to take your arms up over your head. We are going to do the other side, I promise that. But you're going to bring your arms up over your head. If you need something to place underneath your head so you don't feel like your head's just kind of hanging in space, that's fine. A pillow is great. You're going to just circle your arms around and up, 2 this way, 2 in the other direction. And then switch the other direction. And on this second circle, you're just going to catch the back of your head one more time. And then we're going to go right away into that march with the twist. So you're just going to twist. We'll start with the left and down, and to the right, and down. So this is just setting us up to do that series on the right side. The next time, or sorry, on your left side, oh my goodness. The next time your left leg is in tabletop, you're going to hold it here. We're going to flex the foot, press away, point the foot, bring it back in. Flex the foot, press away, point the foot back in. And in 2 more. Really pushing, 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 finding that resistance and pull. 1 more. And in, you're going to point your foot up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot down to hover, finding the length through the back of the leg. And on this one here, you're still keeping that twist, that rotation. It's happening from the midsection. And your elbows are nice and wide. 2 more. Last one. You're going to point your foot, bring it back into tabletop. You're going to extend your right arm. The back of the hand is going on the outside of the shin, and the palm is facing out. You're pressing your hand into your shin, and your shin into your hand, and you're going to pulse up towards that left ankle. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bring your right hand behind your head one last time. You're going to float your right leg up to meet your left leg. We're going to extend our arms past our shin one last time. Last time we were straightening our legs up for the ceiling. This time we're going to straighten one leg at a time out towards the opposite wall, and then in. Other side, and in. So just alternating here, reaching, reaching, reaching from your fingers, almost trying to lift up off of that ball. For 4, 3, 2, last one, both legs in tabletop. This time instead of doing both arms, you're going to bring one arm up overhead and then back down. Other arm up overhead and back down. Legs are so still, you should be able to balance a dinner plate on your shins. And reach. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. You're going to reach both hands up. Imagine someone's grabbing onto your fingertips or your wrist, and you're going to take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, try to lift up off of that ball. Good. If you want to challenge yourself, you can extend your legs out. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, that's one super spicy series. We're just gonna quickly stretch some of this out, and we're gonna kind of it's gonna still be work, but it'll be a lengthening feeling while we do it. So you're gonna come into your mermaid. I've got my right leg in front, my left leg out to the side. You're going to bring your right hand down towards the ground, and we're just going to take a nice big stretch up and over, and then back. Let's take the counter stretch to the other side. So reach that right arm up and over your head. Trying to root that right hip into the ground, and down. Up and over, and the other side. One more each side. And over, find that reach. Now we're going to change our feet. So our right leg is still going to stay kind of how it was. It's just going to tuck in a little closer to us. The left foot is going to cross over top of your right ankle. Knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to take our right arm a little further away from our body, and our left arm is reaching just on top of that left knee towards the opposite wall. We're going to press into our feet to stand right on up. So you're going to stand up, come into a side plank, reaching through the body, and then you're going to bend your knees, come back to hover. Exhale, press up and reach. Inhale, back down. Press up and reach, 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 reach. And down. 2 more, reach. And last one, lift up, hold it here. We're gonna take this arm, we're gonna open it up behind us and circle it around. One more. Reach your arm up for the ceiling. We're gonna pike the hips up, twist under, reach for the wall behind you, and then come back down. If this is too much on your shoulder, this twisting, you don't have that shoulder stability, you can always do hip dips, or you can come onto your forearm and do the pikes from there. For 2. And last one. Reach all the way up over your head, and we're gonna come right back down to that seated position. We're gonna come over onto our all fours, or into our all fours position. And your shoulders are right underneath your wrists, hips right over top of your knees. We're just gonna do a couple cat-cows. So you're gonna slowly round your spine. I want you to think about using your lower abdominals to round your spine. You're pushing the floor away from you. And then you're very slowly gonna drop your belly, drop your chest, look up towards the ceiling. Round the spine, bone by bone by bone, using your abdominal muscles to lift you up. Push the floor away from you. And then drop your belly, drop your chest, look up towards the ceiling. 2 more. And last one. And then come to neutral, and we're going to set ourselves up for the other side. Okay, so you're starting in your mermaid position, left leg's in front, right leg is to the side. Hands nice and wide. You're pushing both hip bones down to the ground, and you're gonna reach up and over with your right arm. So feeling that stretch through the side body, even take a nice big breath in to open and expand to the ribs, back down, and then taking that counter stretch to the right. And we did 3 on each side last time. And you can slow this down if you want. You can pause if there's somewhere that feels extra yummy. Feel free to hold it a little longer and breathe right into it. One more. Perfect. You're going to come right back to neutral, and then we're going to set ourselves up for those side planks again. So the front leg, your left leg's going to scooch a little closer to you. The right foot is going to cross right on top of your left foot. Knee is pointing up for the ceiling. And your left arm is reaching out a little further than your shoulder. Right arm is just above your right knee. And reaching for that opposite wall. You're going to press into your feet and the heel of your hand, and you're going to lift up, reach all the way out to the side wall, and then back down to hover. Exhale, press up and reach, and back down to hover. Now you're trying to stay nice and strong through that bottom shoulder, so you're pushing the floor away from you. Perfect. Now, if when you get to this position, your shoulder's not over top of your wrist, you've gone a little bit further, just make sure that you can bring that hand a little bit further along your mat. 2 more. And last one, lift up, really zip up the inner thighs. We're gonna take this arm and draw circles back and around. 1 more. Switch the other direction. I'm drawing a blank if we switch the other direction on the other side. We're doing it on this side. Last one, reach your arm up for the ceiling. You're gonna pike your hips up, twist under, reach for that back wall, and then come back to the starting position. Exhale, twist under, reach for that back wall. You're going nice and slow so that we're being very careful of how we're moving through this left shoulder. 2 more. And last one. Reach your arm up overhead, and then you're coming all the way back down. We're just gonna quickly come back to your all fours position. And this time, instead of doing the cat-cow up and down, we're just gonna go side to side. So you're gonna send your hips over to the right, look over your right shoulder, back through center, over the left, back through center. So feeling that stretch through the left side body and the crunch on the right, and then you're lengthening through the right side and shortening the left side. Sorry, I shouldn't use the word crunch. It's not really very nice. One more each side. And then you release. And there we have our first ab blast, if you will. So thank you for joining me, and stay tuned.